Hey, what's up guys, it's Disturbed, and today I'm going to show you guys the absolute best build in PvP in terms of damage. A lot of you probably know a bit ago I made a video pretty similar to this one. It's pretty much the exact same thing, showing basically just the outline of the build I was going for. That was like the first day 1.5, so the build wasn't perfected, but today I was finally able to pretty much perfect the build. There's only like one thing that I would change about it, or actually two things, but it's pretty much perfect. I literally farmed for hours upon hours upon hours trying to get this for this video, and I said, fuck it, you guys really want to see this video, and I mean, it's pretty much perfect. There's just like a couple things that I could change that would make the build a bit better, but it's not that big of a deal. So I also managed to get a pretty good amount of decent gameplay. It's not the best in the world, like I said, I've been mostly farming, so I haven't done a lot of PvP, but I did make sure to get about like 8 or so minutes of gameplay. It's pretty decent, so feel free to watch it at the end of the video if you want, just so you guys get an accurate representation and see how the build works in real time. I'm not killing only plebs, there's actually people with decent gear there, so you get to see what the build is like without me just two-shotting people because nobody has gear. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. So starting off, let's just go into the build. Alright, so I'm not going to overly analyze everything like I did before. I'm just going to kind of go over everything really quickly because I don't want to waste a lot of you guys' time, and I'm sure that most of you have watched the previous video before. I'm just going to go over how I've made the build almost perfect so far, and just some things that you should do in order to replicate it. So for my build, I'm using 4 Alpha Bridge, of course. For the weapon talents, this is going to give you more damage than any other build in the entire game, especially with using assault rifles, because your weapon talents just give you a huge amount of extra damage. And then to pair with that, I got Savage Gloves, just the extra crit chance is absolutely amazing. And then Barrett's chest piece, which took a god-awful long time to farm. This chest piece is amazing, though. It's insane, and I'll actually show you how good it is. But no skills on cooldown increases skill power by 10%. That's why my skill power is at 91k right now. 1 skill on cooldown increases damage by 5%, and then 2 skills on cooldown increases armor by 10%. What in the hell is shooting me? Hold on, let me kill these NPCs. Those NPCs just straight up ruined that, so let's hope that doesn't happen again. But for the chest piece, I mean, it's just crazy. Like 10% armor gets my toughness up to around like 470k when I have on the move on, and if I'm using booster shot, easily goes up to around 700k. It's insane. So having Barrett's chest piece makes you just extremely tanky, and you'll see in the gameplay here that I'm actually able to take out a lot of people without dying like instantly, and it's definitely due to this chest piece and my build having a pretty decent amount of toughness. But I mean, increasing damage by 5% and the extra skill power, this is just an overall amazing chest piece, and I would definitely recommend getting it. Keep in mind though that it is bugged. Sometimes you'll notice if it's bugged or not because it won't tell you on sheet that you're having the extra skill power or the toughness or the DPS. So if that is the case, all you got to do is just unequip it and then re-equip it again, and then it will, if it's displaying the numbers on sheet, then that makes sure that it's working. Hopefully they fix that soon, but I don't know. I anticipate that this chest piece is probably going to get a nerf because it kind of is a little bit overpowered and probably the best high end in the game. I mean, 5% extra damage, 10% skill power, or 10% armor up all of the time is just an insane bonus. So I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up getting nerfed in the long run. It doesn't seem super overpowered with the way that I'm using it right now, but it's really powerful. So that's pretty much it for the build setup, or at least the pieces that you want to go for. If you can't get the Bear's chest piece for the life of you, then I'd recommend going for a Tenacious Mask, or you can go for a Savage, or not Savage, a Specialized Backpack, or Inventive, even if that's what you can do. If you can't get an Alpha Bridge Backpack and you can't get the Bear's chest piece, then you could go like Specialized Savage or something like that. It just depends on what you have available to you and what you're able to do with your build. Moving on into my farms, my toughness, and my skill power. I like to have around a middle ground in terms of my farms, my stamina. Right now I have a little bit more stamina just because my stam mods were a lot more beneficial to me because they gave me way more armor than my firearms mods. But as long as you have around 370 to 420k toughness, I'd say you're at a golden spot there. And then you can put the rest into firearms. It just depends on, again, what you personally like to use. A lot of people like to run glass cannon. A lot of people like to run super tanky. And for me, I like to be in the middle, and that works perfectly for me, especially with me playing solo. So just depends on what you want to do. And then in terms of guns, you're just going to be using an LVOAC. This is pretty standard here. The reason that you're going to do this is because right now, flat out, it's the best gun in the entire game. I don't want to overanalyze it and over-explain. I mean, it's just way better than every gun in the game, regardless of what it is. It's better than an RPK. It's better than a shotgun. It's better than a Hungry Hawk. It's better than all SMGs in the game. It's just way better because of the base damage being really high, the RPM, the hip fire is decent on it. The stability is really the only main problem with it, but I mean, pair it with Alpha Bridge and you get uncomplicated on any assault rifle. Really, you can do that, but uncomplicated, 15% extra damage. I mean, LVOAC, just best gun in the game as of right now, so pretty much no other reason to go for anything other than LVOAC or a Police M4 or a lightweight M4. You could decide to go for a FAMAS or an AK or a G36. The G36 is probably the second best assault rifle, and then after that I would say the AK and then the FAMAS probably. So it just depends. The FAMAS isn't that good though. As you can see, the base damage is extremely low and all I gain is 50 RPM, and then that has actually worse stability, so that's why I stick with the LVOAC. In terms of talents, you want destructive, responsive, competent. This is the one thing that I would want to replace. I need competent, and it works amazingly with Barrett's chest, but I have not gotten more than one LVOA every day. Like yesterday I got one single LVOA, it rolled intense, swift, and competent was in the middle slot. No matter what I do, I can't get what I want. I don't know why, but I can't get an LVOAC. I've gotten like literally everything else, and I can't get a better LVOA. So it is what it is. If I could, I would go for competent, and that's what I want. Competence is one of the best talents in the game, and it would complement my Barrett's chest piece amazingly, especially since I play solo. I need that extra damage, but I just can't get it. So it is what it is. But you want destructive. Destructive works in PvP essentially like 5% flat damage. It depends on that person's armor and their scaling, but just look at it in layman's terms, just 5% flat damage. Responsive, best talent in the game, probably next to uncomplicated, 10% damage all the time. Competent, again, amazing, 10% damage. If I had it, I would. Focus is complete and total trash. Vicious, just to get yourself some crit chance. Unforgiving is amazing, especially with the time to kill being so low right now. You get to low health, you don't have a med kit or anything, you can just try your best and melt that person, and if you're getting 25% extra damage, that'll help you with that immensely. Unforgiving is a fantastic talent. Uncomplicated is also great. Another one that you could go for, the only thing that I would replace this with, I'd probably replace Destructive. If I were to replace it, I would replace it with Brutal. Other than that, Deadly is not worth it because you're not hitting enough crits. So I'd say list of talents: Brutal or Destructive, Responsive, Competent, Vicious, Unforgiving, Uncomplicated. You could decide to go for like Adept or something if you want to, if that's the only thing you can get really. It's a decent talent, maybe Fierce as well, but crit chance isn't that big of a deal here, so I would much rather go for these talents because it's just flat out damage as opposed to crit chance, which relies on a lot of crit damage. In terms of modding your LVOAC, just go for like headshot damage, and then mag size and crit chance and rate of fire. Pretty standard stuff there. Same thing on the FAMAS. And then another thing, a lot of people don't really care about their pistol, but the 9.3R, I just noticed this. My friend Seven told me about this. Shouts out to Seven. If you get a 9.3R and you put harmful on it, you just bleed people instantly because each hit has a 15% chance, has 1,000 or 1,100 RPM. Look at this. I can just shoot a shitload of bullets instantly, and oh god, I'm gonna run away. But basically what I was saying, I can shoot a bunch of bullets instantly and proc a bleed on somebody almost instantaneously. And what that allows me to do is it forces that person to use their heal, or they have to play without having, or with having a bleed on them. And when they play with a bleed on them, they can't sprint. They have to move around like this. So I can just easily while they're doing that, I can just run up behind them and hit them in the face. Alright, I'm going to relocate because there's just NPCs everywhere. I thought it would be cool to record in a different place, but now it's just biting me in the ass with NPCs everywhere. But now I'm just gonna hide in this little building here. Get the fuck away from me, civilian. Alright, so now that we've looked at the weapons, just try to get a 9.3R with harmful, or any gun. Even an X45 really would be really good. Just harmful is amazing because you can just get a bleed on anybody instantly, and it works really well. Now we're just going to go into individual gear rolls, and then into some, then we'll go into skills, and then talents, and then gameplay. So for individual gear rolls, on my chest piece I like to go for armor and for health. You can also go for exotic damage resilience. Everything else probably not worth it to go for. On the mask, you can either go for crit chance or skill power, or health even if you want to. Health is pretty trash, but I mean, either crit chance or skill power, just depends on what you're doing. And if you're going to use this build in PvE, which it is really good for, you can go for damage to elites as well. Also, try to make sure to get enemy armor damage on this. This is just flat extra damage that you're going to be benefiting. About 2.5% flat damage in PvP. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you add it all up, it actually ends up being pretty decent. Same thing with the knee pads, just go for armor and then try to get enemy armor damage as a minor stat here. My knee pads and my mask and my chest are pretty decently rolled. My armor roll, on my chest piece could be about 200 higher, but I mean, it is what it is. It's still a pretty decent roll. And then for the backpack, I was lucky enough to get an Alpha Ridge backpack with armor. Could have about 100 more armor on it, but it is what it is. And then I just, of course you're going to go for armor. Try to get ammo capacity. I have noticed that using an LVOAC, since your RPM is so high, you do tend to run out of ammo a lot. At least if you don't have any ammo capacity on your guns. Like I was PvPing with a friend and I didn't have ammo capacity on any of my pieces of gear, and I was running out of ammo kind of frequently, and like we died because we were trying to kill NPCs and like getting shot by like 4 rogues, so that was a pain in the ass. But if you have ammo capacity on at least either your chest or your backpack, you should be good to go. And then on the gloves, you can go for crit chance, assault rifle damage, and crit damage. It depends on if you're using, or you should be using, an assault rifle, so this is what you would go for. My gloves could have about 80 or so more armor and a bit better firearms. I just didn't want to roll this 500 times. And then my holster, of course, you're going to go for armor. My base stats on my holster is pretty good, but the armor roll is really bad. I could get around 200 more armor there, so if I were to min-max these pieces perfectly and get 200 armor here, 100 armor here, and 200 armor here, that would probably be getting me around 420k toughness or so, and that would be great. But I mean, my toughness is still really high right now, and I think my pieces were pretty decently rolled. My knee pads are almost perfect, same thing with my mask and my other pieces, so I'm pretty happy with the way that it's turned out so far. Moving on to my skills, overdose is great, booster shot's also great. Booster shot just doesn't heal me as much, but my toughness when I use booster shot goes well over, like it goes insane. It goes to over 600k with Brett's chest piece activated, and then you proc on the move, and you're just getting insane amounts of toughness. But I usually go for overdose because I play solo most of the time, and this gives me a huge heal. But if you're playing in a group, booster shot is also great. Another great thing to use, I usually run pulse just for the extra damage, and because I don't like to be a nub and use fire turrets, I think it's kind of lame, but I mean, if that's what you like, go ahead. Fire turrets to me is just my kryptonite, so I'm not going to use it, but I mean, if that's what you like using, feel free to. I just like the pulse because it scrambles me and I can like sneak attack people, and then sometimes I use tack scanner just to get the extra crit damage, though it's not that big of a deal. Flashbang is also really good, CC people and then try to melt them before they have the chance to heal. Flame turret, extremely ridiculous, I absolutely hate it, but it is what it is, and it's still really powerful, so feel free to use that if you want to. And then you can also use gas charge seeker, or no, not gas charge, cluster mine seekers are pretty good, just get a lot of damage on people, and you also stutter them and put a bleed on them, which is insanely powerful. Airburst is okay, I mean it has fire, but I'd recommend cluster over that. Besides that, you can also run like immune station or something if you're having a lot of problems with fire turrets. Just depends on what you like to use, and then your ult just really depends on what you like to use and what your team is using. In terms of my skills, this is what I run when I'm playing solo. I go with on the move, kill a hostile while moving to reduce incoming damage. If you watch the gameplay, when people are down, I shoot them dead, because when I do that, it gives me 30% damage resistance, which is a huge amount of damage resistance. I get like well over 500k toughness when I do that, and when I put in my bare chest, over 600k. So that makes me extremely tanky, and that's one of the main reasons I'm able to like 1v3 people a lot, is because I have a lot of toughness from this. So that's great. Run precision just for when people are using conceal pulse or I don't have my pulse active. This will just natively pulse them. It gives me 7% crit chance that I just can't miss out on. If I do manage to miss out on that, then I'm losing a lot of damage. It also gives me 7% crit damage, which is great as well. So precision is almost a must-have. You can also go for 1 is none if you're hitting a lot of headshots. I just don't think it's that valuable in PvP when there's many other great things to use. You can use adrenaline. I just don't use this in PvP because I am using critical save, and with usually when I have like 1 or 2 people shooting me, they would just instantly shoot off adrenaline, and adrenaline's probably only going to be good if you use your mech hit when you're at like about like less than 1 segment. But if you're at like your 3rd segment using critical save to get that extra damage resistance, then adrenaline really isn't going to do that good. But if you're playing with a team and you're using like combat medic and you use adrenaline, you give everybody an overheal, it's great. You just have to make sure to use it at the right time, and then you'd probably use critical save or something else, because critical save doesn't proc with first aid anymore, but critical save is amazing. Use a mech hit during low health to increase damage resistance by 40%. And again, one of the main reasons I can survive really long. Pair that with on the move and my bare chest piece, just fantastic amount of damage resistance. Combat medic, I only had this on because I guess I was playing with one of my friends earlier, but usually this is great when you're playing with a group. Just whenever you use a mech hit, it natively is going to heal your team, and then when they use a mech hit, if everybody puts this on, it's much harder to kill you guys. So that's awesome, just overall more heals. But usually if I'm playing solo, I use strike back because you might see it in the gameplay, but sometimes I get really, really low health, and then I'll kind of just like, I'll walk behind a car and then I'll wait for my mech hit to proc, but while I'm walking behind that car and I'm waiting for my mech hit, my heal is coming back faster. It's not the best skill in the world, but it's decent if you're playing solo. Another great one is Tactical Advance. I don't really like it anymore because I'm not that great at using it. You have to use it like perfectly, and I just was too lazy to learn how to do it, and everybody knew when I was using it, so I'm not the biggest fan of it. They also nerfed it a bit, so it lasts for 5 seconds as opposed to 10 seconds. Still a really good talent, just for me it doesn't really fit my playstyle. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it. Gonna do it for the build. I hope you enjoy the PvP gameplay. I know a lot of you probably aren't going to like the song, but I mean, sorry, I kind of don't care. It's like the only non-copyrighted music that I could find that I kind of liked. It's just like dark rap-ish sounds. I don't know, a lot of you are gonna hate it, but I mean, if you don't like it, there's a volume knob for a reason, and I mean, in the end, it is my video, so I can kind of put whatever music I want on there, and if you don't like it, sucks, man. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy the gameplay. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love your faces, and I'll see you later. Peace.
Tripping on back from the legs, say something. Never tell her back that I never stay running. Sipping on facts, damn, know I got stacks in the lab. Taking bitches straight for another cat. Make shit while I never had shit. Bitch move, make your motherfucking head split. Cost to the loss, never really gon' play shit. Tell me never really gon' chase it. Dreams to the play, no fake. Hands to the way, niggas know I ain't play. Fast to the break when I switch all day. Stance when I press to the damn arcade. Sticking up signs, read never mind me. Point to the ground, stick down to the feet. Stay, please stay, bitch, you got no key. Never take a seat, bitch, you never gon' see. Play with the cape when I run along back. Change when I say that I stay with the Mac. Fake with the niggas coming back to the rack. Late to the game that I watch no back. Walk straight through, don't ask, don't shoot. Run real soon, no cash, no loot. Dreams fall short, no time, never knew. Never no rules, nigga, never no shoes. See no feud, intake, never stop. Got no tries on the goddamn block. Niggas think big, but you still a mob car. Limited rigs, never fuck with your top. Hands on free as I walk through sea. Eyes on me, bitch, can't you see? Tell her that light still lasts if you need. Stack out bags to the gas for the week. Yeah. Stack out bags to the gas for the week. Yeah. Yeah. Stack out bags to the gas for the week. Yeah. 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 Bags to the gas for the week. Yeah. 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 Taking my life, thinking it's right. Switching and missing the point to the type. Washing the thoughts in the back of my mind. Telling that I know for fact that they mine. Watching me, I'm so low. I walk with your photo. Take money from the locked door. Bitch, move back what you came for. Swing it down the waterway. Take a dip in the flash shade. I come with the landscape. I run with the wrong day. Tell me bitch that I wait outside. Tell me shit that I never hide. Thinking down with no side to side. Break down with no shit to try.
I don't know about you, but I'm having a really great time.
Walk down slow when the lights on. Tell my bitch I make a living on the race course. Fuck a nigga walking like he on the fucking court. I swing with force. See, I never say you shit. I kill that shit and show a snip. Bitch, I play the fucking game you never thought. Placing cash up on my table, never fucking up. Breaking windows to my shit. I never really stop. Never shot. Never pull up on the back of shit. I know I fucking talk. Running range with no shit to know. Playing games with no place to go. Taking names, I got shit to show. Talking down, we on bitch low. Strolling round the wave. Taking sounds I never fade. Laying bitches on the ground and say some shit I never gave. Rock the shit I made from day one. Burn slow when shit fun. Come round the last day. Break down, I don't play. Think about shit, ain't shit to get. Niggas play my fucking head. Talking bitches, won't you take my word? I never wanna check. Shoot down niggas with the gold crown. Never know about me. Down the bitch, I make no sound. Fake niggas say that they come with the pound. Run by me, shot face down. Back again, I'm on the fucking map, no fucking gap. Waving to the place I always knew I never really said. Say the trees low when the lights low. Ass shit, I don't know. Stack, my case though. Back the condo. Money always always stop. Got no glass, that bitch should thought. Running checks around the person that I thought would take a part. Best stay, fuck a cop. Fuck your story and your plot. Bitch, I'm always with the stop to niggas claiming that they hot. Put my input in the big pot. Came back, my brain stopped. Smack down your flat top. Slow down your damn part. Watch with the damn team. Thought shit, my thoughts me. UK, that bitch clean. Don't rush, that shit see. Niggas talk and say they fly. Bitch like Lil Babe, that's the guy. Never will you fucking try. Clever while I fucking die. Take a step and make a bet. Make a switch up on the set. Thinking about the niggas from my back I never fucking met. Still checking if the place still cold. Moving in the way, no place, no snow. Straight chilling with my niggas that shiver. Thinking about South Lake, thoughts on the river. Move back, nigga, move back, nigga. Fake Jordan, that's whack ass bitch, nigga. I come back with 11 damn shots. I claim this city and I take your spot. Stay thinking about a white one, thinking about a bright sun. That I changed straight from the dog shit. No tape when I'm playing with the black gun, nigga. You ain't never been a god since the last run. No stats in the place that's shown. A lot of niggas tell me that I never really own. Track to the place, back, nigga. Tell me that I'm like a nigga, but my flow sicker. Calling, calling, calling. I'm calling, 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 calling. Shit, yeah. Dressed like a motherfucking god when I reach the spot. Niggas always tell me that I made it from the empty slot. Change ways, niggas, no truth, no plot. Fuck a wet brand, no top, no spot. Chase all day to the thoughts in the back. With my niggas, fuck bitches in the back of the cab. Claim riches, but a nigga been whack. Never talk, boy, with your fake ass stack. Cash, talking about cash, nigga. When I throw that shit, catch, nigga. Last time when I talk to a man, well shit. Run quick, slash for the neck, nigga. No, I gotta make it out the cold for the best show. Please don't try, never show my pack. Bitch, don't cry, just move that tag. That's trash, thought I never really said